Hi everybody, I'm Ryan, and today we're going to talk about how to sideboard with 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation in Pioneer. This is my favorite Pioneer deck, so I'm very excited to keep sharing this deck with you. If you're looking for a deck tech and overall how the deck works, then this is not your video. I posted that video last week. You should definitely check that out. But let's jump into it by talking about the sideboard cards. So this is the sideboard for 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation. We're playing 2 Rest in Peace or Graveyard Hate, Arcana Area for combo decks and things that are trying to cast multiple spells in the same turn, 4 Knockout Blow for the aggro decks, 1 Elishnorn, mostly for the mirror, but really anything that has a lot of end of the battlefield abilities, 4 Thoughtseize for these combo decks and control decks, same thing with Thought Distortion, a Yorion because Yorion deck, so that just kind of stays on our sideboard, and then 1 Rurik Thar for these decks that play a lot of non-creature spells. We're going to talk about how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in the format. And the most popular deck in Pioneer is Rakdos Midrange. And we're starting off very exciting with Rakdos Midrange by running it back. Rakdos Midrange is a great matchup for us. There are no cards on the sideboard we care about. The main deck is already insane against this deck. No sideboard. The second most popular deck is Rakdos Prowess. Against this deck, we definitely do sideboard. We're bringing in the 4 Knockout Blow. And I'm a fan of Archon of Emeria because, you know, it stops Slickshot Show-Off plotting very often and kind of stops the Claim to Fame plus Pump Spells combo. I'm not a fan of Overlord of the Flood Pits in this matchup. So we're not looking at drawing cards, we're looking at interacting as much as possible, and that's a big reason why I'm just shaving one up the beanstalk, and that's how I sideboard against Rakdos aggro. The third most popular deck is Izzet Phoenix. Against Izzet Phoenix, we're bringing in Rest in Peace, we're bringing in Archon of Emeria. I'm a big fan of Rurik Thar. We're bringing in Thoughtseize. And we're bringing in Thought Distortion. And we're going to be taking out Nowhere to Run because sometimes it can kill Ledger Shredder. A lot of decks aren't playing Ledger Shredder. It can kill Picklock Prankster, which is not a great interaction, and we don't really care to be killing Arc-like Phoenix like that, so we're cutting Nowhere to Run. For a similar reason, we're going to be cutting Overlord of the Boiler Villages. And I'm also a fan of cutting Fatal Push because, again, most people are off Ledger Shredder and on Artist Talent. And even if the Ledger Shredder thing happens, like we have Vanishing Verse, we have Skyclave, we have Leyline Binding, we have other ways to answer it. So just really focusing on what we're trying to do and interacting in other ways, I think is important. So that's how I sideboard against Izzet Phoenix. The fourth most popular deck is Jund Sacrifice. Against Jund Sac, we're bringing in Rest in Peace, make sure that they can't combo us. Also a fan of Thoughtseize, just to deal with like the combo side of the deck and take the big payoffs away. I'm also a fan of Elishnorn because it stops the combo. The combo is very scary and it helps our game plan as well. We're going to be cutting Fatal Push mostly because really only cleanly deals with Blood Tithe Harvester, and it's really hard for us to activate Revolt outside of Enigmatic Incarnation. And so it doesn't really deal with Mayhem Devil and literally can't target Ygra. So we're cutting that. Cutting Linvala, because it doesn't really do anything against this deck. And then we're going to shave on Nowhere to Run. It deals with Mayhem Devil, it does not deal with Ygra. So really we're only Nowhere to Running Blood Tithe Harvester and Mayhem Devil. And there's other answers to it in this deck, so this is how I sideboard against Jund combo. The fifth most popular deck is Niv Delight. Against Niv Delight, we're bringing in Archon of Emeria because they can't do the Bring Delight things with that. Bringing in Elishnorn because the deck is very similar to ours, and Elishnorn kind of neuters the whole deck. Thoughtseize is also excellent against this deck, being able to take those big payoffs that we're super, super afraid of. We're going to be cutting Fatal Push because it does nothing against Niv Delight, and then shaving on Nowhere to Run for a similar reason, though Nowhere to Run does a little bit more. That's how I sideboard against Niv Delight. The sixth most popular deck is Hidden Strings Lotus Field combo. Against this deck, we're bringing in Rest in Peace because it can stop the Leer combo attempts. Archon of Emeria because it's great. That stops them from comboing at all. The 4 Thoughtseizes because you can take important cards. Oh my god, I can't grab it. There we go. And 1 Thought Distortion for similar reasons. And then the Rurik Thar because they have to deal with Rurik Thar before they do their thing. We're going to be bringing out removal for Fatal Push, the 4 Nowhere to Run. And we're going to take out the Linvala because it didn't really do anything against the deck. So this high sideboard against Hidden Strings combo. The seventh most popular deck is Selesnya Company. Against Selesnya Company, I'm a big fan of Thoughtseize, being able to take out those important Hate Bears and also Collected Company, and Elishnorn neuters a lot of the deck. Similarly to the other aggro creature decks, I don't like Overlord of the Flood Pits. And then we're going to shave on Kutziel's Flanker. Just because like I don't really care about gaining life against this deck. It's just important we stabilize, at least not as much as against the Rakdos decks. So that's sideboard against Selesnya Company. The 8th most popular deck is Gruul Aggro. Against the Gruul Aggro deck, we are bringing in Knockout Blow, and that is it as far as stuff to bring in. And like against the other creature aggressive decks, we're just bringing out our Flood Pits. And that's how I sideboard against Gruul Aggro. The 9th most popular deck is the Azorius Flash deck, which is a version of Azorius Spirits, but capitalizing on Enduring Curiosity and whatnot. Against this deck, I like Elishnorn because it can turn off Rattle Chains, it can turn off Skyclave, it can turn off Spellqueller, you know, all that stuff. And we're just going to shave a Kutziel's Flanker and then run it back. There's no real hate we have. And then the 10th most popular deck is the Mirror Match. In the Mirror Match, we are bringing in Elishnorn. Just totally neuters them. It's great. We're bringing in Thoughtseizes. Bringing out Fatal Push. Again, doesn't really do anything. Really hard to trigger Revolt, and really it only kills these cards, which zero matters, but meh. And then for a similar reason, we are shaving Nowhere to Run. And that's how I sideboard in the mirror. There you have how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in Pioneer with 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.